Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday, the 2nd of August. So, let's have a look at news first that is due out and came out yesterday. Of course, we saw the rates cut in the UK there. Wasn't cut by as much as maybe that was expected there. It was even more borderline. And having looked at the numbers over the previous week, it was fluctuating. So it was pretty much 50-50 come yesterday. Anyway, rates cut. And there's likelihood of more cuts to come. This year, that is. Looking at other data coming out there, US unemployment claims not a major mover normally, but we've got non-farms coming out today. We were a tad higher than expected, a bit disappointing there. PMI data, these figures are below 50. They're it's still in sort of contraction on manufacturing, but most countries are. And manufacturing prices, though, this is inflationary, still pushing upwards there, so that's not necessarily good in terms of cuts for the US, but it's the lesser important number. Anyway, leading on today, we've got non-farm payrolls coming out, which obviously is a very key report, so be aware for that. Let's have a look at these markets. We'll start off with the euro dollar, and I'll come out of a weekly view of that. Let's go to dailies. There we go. So up a slight bit this morning. Yesterday it was being cradled by the daily 50 there, but it did eventually break through that and push on a bit lower, but not massively lower, and before it started turning a little bit later in the morning and through into the afternoon. It's not moved a great deal. It does look soft as I'm looking at it at the moment. We'll see what we get in terms of continuation. This did actually, already 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, it already back to those prior lows there. Now we could be seeing, we've seen it broken, come back, pop in, fall, come back, retest it again, that level. We'll see what happens this morning. We could see it running off down towards its S1. Plenty of space down there. Of course, we haven't got plenty of time because of the news out later. Now, the news itself may be just nothing news, but the market's still generally slow up, leading into it. The pound, on the other hand, although the data was pretty expected there, we saw the pound selling yesterday, and it held pretty much down there. Lower highs, lower lows are clear at the moment, and it's not looking particularly pretty at the moment. The pivots are quite expanded today. Yesterday we saw it running all the way down to its S5, but the pivots were so pinched after the previous few days where it's just been consolidating. It did make a bit of a recovery there leading into the afternoon, but again sold off later. I'm just looking at, well, the pattern now is, you look at it at 4 hourly, it's certainly in a downward trend, and it would be sort of, if it was to get back up to its daily pivot, it'd be quite a nice point to be selling from, but I don't have anything immediately on there. US dollar yen, on the other hand, is continuing its ride. It's just a matter of getting into this again, but I'll look to get in next week now after non-farm payrolls. Want to be on the short side of this. I'll maybe get into more of a position than I did last time. Last time it was more of a swing, which still returned a decent 3-1, but this time maybe looking a little bit more. We just couldn't get onto it. I didn't get into it on Tuesday. It rolled over there, but if I can get something, a retrace back in now. Still got the alert on there, looking for a retrace that was really coming from yesterday's pivot. Never got there, but it's got scope. I don't particularly want to go into it first this morning, purely on the fact that we've got non-farms out later, and it can give it quite a wild swing. Aussie dollar, either way, so Aussie dollar, well, the ideal here may be for next week if it was to gain any traction today into Monday, would be to be selling it into its monthly pivot there. But at the moment, it's looking soft again where it is. Arguably double bottom, but not quite giving us a lower low. A break of the highs between those two lows would see us ended up with a higher low, which is a structural change potentially, particularly if we were drawing trend lines across these lows, these highs, beg your pardon. So it would be confirming more weakness. US dollar CAD, well, it softened up again yesterday, which was a bit disappointing because I had a short on Euro CAD, which I got a break even out of, but it's not really where I wanted it to be. The CAD just sort of gave up in the afternoon there, pushed up, and well, rest is history there. As we look at it in the moment, again, it's actually back to its daily pivot quite nicely. I'm looking at this now thinking, well, if it breaks back above these prior highs over here, and the what time, 6 o'clock bar, that could be on for further upside. We'll see what it does this morning. New Zealand dollar, this has been on a bit of a charge. I was looking at it yesterday thinking, well, maybe it'll have a bit more dip down, but it has come within a smidgen of the monthly pivot. Perhaps it actually really wants to go up there and touch it. They do act so much as a magnet, but once hit, that's it. But yesterday it ran up, it got as far just about as its S1, just come short of setting my alert off. A breakdown of the daily today, weekly pivot, beg your pardon, would be quite nice for continuation of the short side. So I would look for that. I still wonder if it's going to go back into the bigger. Put this back onto the bigger short side. This is the dailies. Hourlies is still looking higher lows, catching there. Almost a change of plan kick in here. Now, say if it starts selling off structurally, we could see what am I looking for on there? That I'm looking for a sell-off of about 59.28. So 59.28. Okay, well that's around about these lows over here. So that would be fine. That would be a key point perhaps for next Monday. So we might get a help towards it with the non-farms out later, but certainly it'd be an area I'd be looking for a bit of a continuation to that downside then. Right, the majors, just look at the Swissy. Yeah, solid downward trend here at the moment. US dollar Swissy, the Swissy's just gaining again. Bank of we should be on the short side of it, but not on a Friday probably, because I certainly wouldn't want to hold that over the weekend. Just share with you what we were looking at yesterday. I traded yesterday was the Euro CAD. We'd been coming over here. I wasn't looking for much more than it gave. It got down towards its S2 there. I was just looking for a tad more. It just hadn't come right the way down. Let's show it here a little bit easier. It come as the daily S2 I was looking a bit closer to. It tied up with a number of other factors. Just didn't get down there. We did get in around about these levels here, so I just literally once it had broken here, give me a lower high, I brought the stop down to the break-even levels. Actually, we're a bit lower. Brought the stop down to the break-evens yet. It's a bit of a defense trading. I know people will say you should leave the stops untouched and everything like this, but in the current markets, things are switching backwards and forwards so much. It is a bit of it's become a bit more of a defensive type of trading, and I tend to track the stops down, but not. I mean, it got down to beyond a 1-to-1. And it gave me a lower high, so it was all good from that point of view. Today I'm sort of looking at it, I don't really like it so much, with the CAD just looking like it's going to potentially bounce off its daily pivot and maybe looking like it's got more upside. And the euro, well, the euro is still looking soft, but I might be better off just trading the euro dollar. Okay, just switching markets then to a quick look at gold. A few gold buyers out there, and this is continuing up there. It sort of shows you the uncertainty out in the markets there, gold being bought, and it's not far away from its all-time highs here. Just check they are the all-time highs. That is the all-time highs there, so not that far away. We are seeing money coming back into the gold solidly. We might even see another approach of that and maybe a breakthrough again, but it has moved solidly, having put the higher lows in. Anyway, that's looking pretty solid at the moment. Looking at the equity markets, they're down this morning for sure, and this is looking quite bearish now. Now this is when I'm looking at bearish moves, it's not far away from breaking those lows there. Give us a lower high, and this does look now structurally properly like it's in a weak sort of zone. That doesn't mean to say it will definitely go flat or whatever else, but the news so far has been relatively disappointing. The numbers there certainly not helping things at all. There, 3 o'clock, we just sort of boom, coming out strongly. Does look soft. Doesn't look like it's taking much more notice of the possible interest rate cuts, because that would have been driving it to the upside. When we were looking at it yesterday, at one stage it looked like it was going to continue through, but that's quite a key reversal. It's not quite a proper key reversal bar there, but that's one hell of a reversal it did there from 3 onwards, and it's looking pretty soft at the moment. The tech is well down this morning here again, and the same picture here running up. Just yesterday it really just pretty much touched that monthly pivot, and again looking soft. The Dow, there we go, also now drawing down here, looking softer. It had been outperforming a little bit the other markets. It was almost heading back up to its highs, all-time highs there, but that too is looking a bit softer, but not as soft. Tech stocks look like they're leading the way for sure this morning. Looking at the DAX this morning, for those DAX traders out there, again this is failing. We're seeing this we've seen it across the Asian markets as well. The stock markets softening through here. General feel of uncertainty out there. When you start seeing, as I say, gold pushing up, that's really confirming that uncertainty, and we're seeing money running towards the Swiss and also the Japanese yen. So all signs of risk off in terms of the markets and money coming out of equities. So well, it's not a great deal I could do there this morning. It's sort of slowing up here at the moment, the DAX, but we could see a continuation, but it's got quite ugly on its daily picture. The FTSE, just for those that also coming off there, and certainly off on the futures this morning. It's just hitting 8 o'clock. We'll see what it does, but certainly looking on the softer side of things. It has hit its S1 before hitting the daily pivot hit, and they go boom. The S2 could well be hit here. It's got about 70% chance when we've gone through the S1 before hitting the pivot. So once it settles itself out after the first crazy moments, be worth checking on this and see if it gives an opportunity. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Take care. Bye for now.